David, this is a wild game where you guys had to come back. What were you thinking about as you guys were down 2 goals in the first period?
There's a lot of hockey left, and we have a lot of weapons in the room. And I didn't think we played poorly in the first, and felt like if we could do a few things differently, the game would open up a little bit for us. And I thought we generated a lot of looks and chances in the second. Obviously got it back to 2-2, and then special teams was excellent in the third for us.
And for both two of the biggest goals coming from veteran guys that have been in this tournament before, I mean, do you feel like that was kind of a big momentum shift when Jimmy scored, and then also, seeing Cutter get another one? He's had so many chances, they just haven't been going in for him.
Yeah, for sure. And the good news is Cutter's going to continue to shoot, and the volume has been there, and it's hard to keep the puck out of the net for him, and Jimmy as well. So we've talked a lot about different contributions, and the big boys, our 2 big guns as returning players stepped up with big goals today. It doesn't really matter, truthfully, who scores, but would have been happy with anyone as long as we got to 3. But really happy for those 2 guys that they were able to get them.
The guys talked about in the last couple of weeks that, at some point adversity was going to come their way and they were going to have to step up. I mean, so it looked like in the first period, very physical, very, heavy game from Finland and good on the forecheck. I mean, so how do you think that your team handled that and then responded with the second period where you outshot them 14-3?
Obviously very well, and I don't think we doubted that. I mean, there was no panic in the room between the first and the second. It was making, I would say getting to our game plan a little bit more in what we wanted to do without the puck, and give the guys credit. They executed, and we created more turnovers, more ozone time, and drew the penalty, and obviously got the power play goal and then the 5-on-5 goal.
And last one for me, like Trey obviously stepped up in a big game. He's done it before in his career, but here, getting you guys to the gold medal game, what did you think of him today, and does that tell us anything about who will be the goalie tomorrow?
Yeah, he was really good. We were just talking in the room with our staff, and obviously we have a goaltender influence with our general manager, and he's just speaking how hard it is. You can't fault him really for either goal in the first, but you still let in 2. You're looking up, it's 2-0, and that's as hard as it is for the team to mentally regroup. It's even harder for the goaltender, and Trey's got ice in his veins, and really responded obviously well in the second. Wasn't tested as much, but boy was he ever in a 6-on-4, and he was great when we needed him to be.
Looking forward to tomorrow's game. Do you feel like it's the matchup your boys wanted, considering the history between the 2 programs recently?
I think we'd play anyone if it's a gold medal game. I think what excites us is I think it's the 2 best teams here that have earned their way there, and it's going to be a great atmosphere. The host party and country has treated us very well here, and we know it'll be we've seen the Sweden games on TV and on video. We know it'll be an excellent atmosphere, and really looking forward to being a part of it.
A lot of guys seem to have waited a long time for this game. How do you manage the emotions maybe to avoid that some players might be a bit undisciplined?
Yeah, I don't think discipline's been a real issue for us at all this tournament. I mean, penalties was a key tonight. We wanted to be at 2 or less. We did that. I haven't not liked our discipline at all, so I wouldn't expect that to change tomorrow.
Finley and Nelson continue to reinforce a lot of the things that you've been saying about them throughout this tournament. I mean, what was it about today's game and the way that they were able to come up with big shifts, play their roles to a T, it seemed like?
Yeah, they were good, and obviously put Ollie Moore with them for the last 2 periods, and I thought they gave good energy, but, where they shone brightest was probably on the penalty kill with Brindley and Nazar as well, and they got us 2 big kills when we needed them. So that part was probably the biggest part of their game.
You find out a lot about this team in those types of moments, that late kill. Like, what were the things that you were sensing? Who was talking on the bench, or just the types of personalities that come out in those crunch time moments?
I think just excitement for each other, for the team. I was really impressed with our ability to execute on the penalty kill. A lot of the details that we talked about this morning and the tendencies they have, we executed to a T, and the same goes for the power play. We give information, and the guys went out and they executed at 5-on-5 on the power play and on the penalty kill. So to me, it was their ability. Sometimes you get overwhelmed by the emotion of the game. And you can lose sight of the moment, but I thought they stayed in the moment unbelievably well.
Did your heart rate go up a little bit when you called that icing at the end before changing their call?
No, because it never crossed the goal line.
All right, but they still called it.
No, they didn't. Where was the face-off?
No, I know.
Yeah.
Before they changed the call, I mean.
I know. But, yeah. You know what the call was.